Good morning. How are you? It's Caroline from Complete Fitness and Wellbeing with your 5 moves in 5 minutes. Friday morning, the 5 moves are always going to be from our balance and strength class, which we do at 8 o'clock. We warm up, we mobilize the hips. We then have set movements that we work on every week. So we can see our progressions on these movements. We can add more weight to the more resistance to increase that strength. And then we add some additional bits and pieces to do for some fun, some hand-eye coordination, some catch, and again, some other sort of strength exercises. So if you're going to join, that's fantastic, but please make sure you're feeling fit and well. As balance is involved, do you need a back of a chair, worktop, something to hold on to, a wall even? Just either, so you know you've got that stability there if you need it, or to help with the movement if we're just starting out and focusing on your balance, or your balance isn't as optimal as you'd like it to be at the moment. So as always, please make sure you're feeling safe and secure. Clear safe space so we don't have any hazards on the floor that might hinder our balance or cause us a bit of a trip. So again, always being mindful of that above and below. And as always, you're only going to do what feels right for you. Make sure you're feeling fit and well. There are certain movements that are going to irritate something that you know that you're watching or recovering from. Adapt it, leave it out. Okay, so I need to grab a tennis ball, 2 ticks, because we can't do catch. Well, we can do catch without a ball, we can pretend, but it's nice to have a ball to hand. But first of all, we're going to just focus on our ankles, a little bit of mobility. So most weeks we just draw the alphabet with our ankles. So I'm going to do that, set the timer, just one side, creating our alphabet. Then we'll move on to 2 moves that we do every week, then a bit of hand-eye coordination and then an additional balance and strength movement. So are you ready? Right, timer's on, 45 seconds. Now standing, instantly I'm going into my balance as I write the alphabet with my left ankle. But you could do this seated, something you could do again if you're sitting at the desk or of an evening on the sofa, just getting that movement through the ankle. Now I'm talking and I'm no idea what letters I'm on. I'm just doing something. So I will be quiet for a moment. And just thinking as well, there's no reason why we couldn't not necessarily at the same time do this with our wrists as well. So again, joint work around our ankles, wrists, we need this movement. So if we have a trip or a fall, or just again, day-to-day activities, those joints are able to do what we need them to do. Lovely. From there, we're going to do our catch. So I'm going to stand on my right foot this time so that I can balance. Now again, we can have the other leg hovering, and I just want to play with the ball. So however you feel inclined to use it, whether it's catching up and down, could it be bouncing? But I'm balancing. It might be actually going to take the ball around. I'm challenging the body to stay as still as it can, adjust whilst the upper body, my hand-eye coordination, is doing all sorts of things. Think about everything we do throughout the day. We're moving, we're looking left to right, we're juggling, not literally, but doing lots of things at once. So when we actually tune into it, it can actually feel a little more challenging. Lovely. Pause from there. So from there into 2 of our moves from our regular movements. The first one, feet hip width apart. Going to do a tiptoe, a bend and a lower. And I'm going to use a weight. You don't have to use a weight. This could be body weight, but this adds just a little extra. So feet hip width apart, coming up to tiptoe, gentle bend, heels down, straighten. So tiptoe, bend, lower, straighten. I'm always surprised. You think both feet on the floor, even coming up onto tiptoe, is challenging. But notice how it feels, the toes, the ankles, the knees, the hips. As you hinge and bend, where do your knees go as well? Are they fairly straight ahead, or do you find that they're a bit sort of wobbly? Again, noticing these things, because then we can look at other parts of the body that might need some strengthening. And pause. Next one, we're going to put the weight down and we're going to go into our split stance runner position. So as if I'm about to sprint off, but I'm not, I'm keeping both feet on the floor. So split stance, opposite arm, opposite leg. So as I come forward up onto the balls of my foot, my left foot, I then pause and come back. So it's that quick and pull myself back. So again, challenging almost that sort of stop. When you see that curve and you've got to stop, can we work on that? We could again just be looking straight ahead, which again might be what we need right now. Or maybe if this movement feels okay, we could be looking left to right. Again, going back to the stuff we do every day. We are walking, we are aware, we are looking left to right, or if we're running even. It's just when we sort of hone into a movement, it can suddenly feel quite different or trickier. Pause. And then last movement, we're going to go up into tiptoe with a shoulder press today. So using a weight, but again, we could just do body weight. Feet hip width apart again. But again, we could play around with this stance, but I'll do hip width today. Holding my weight close to my sort of collarbone. I'm going to come up onto tiptoe. Can I then press and then come back down again? So how often are you reaching up to put something on a shelf, to bring something down from a shelf during the day? So that actually doesn't feel too bad. A little bit of a wobble as I start, touching the ceiling as well, so be mindful of that. This is something that could be progressed to coming up onto one foot maybe as well. So again, we can always progress movements and regress them. And there you go, rest. So 5 moves in 5 minutes, challenging different areas of balance or different movements to help support and work on our balance. So from ankle mobility to hand-eye coordination to regular movements to see how we're progressing, and then to a variety of movements to challenge us further. Let me know how you get on. How's your balance been? Anything I can do to help with that, either come and join a class or have a chat about the movements that would be suitable. It would be good to hear from you. Have a super day, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week for more 5 moves in 5 minutes. So I'll see you then. Bye.